Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Hood Rich Chronicles. So, guys, I took the plunge and I finally went into competitive. Dun, dun, dun. So, if you don't know, let me inform you. Normally, I'm the guy that would be considered like the trainer, the on the training team, the guy in the classroom, the guy that helps you with the schematics, the strategist, that kind of thing. At least that's how I treated Marvel Rivals anyway. Because for a numerous amount of reasons, dealing with the cheaters, dealing with how the placement matches that we didn't have it before, there was numerous reasons that I found, at least in my experience, trying to solo queue and competitive was extraordinarily stressful. So instead, I just opted into doing things like practice versus AI to get sharper at my skills with the occasional quick play in order to test out how well I'm doing against people. Well, I did have a competitive streak before, if you look at my history. And I'm going to come clean about that. I actually did not play that. I had somebody else play that because all I wanted was the skins for the, was it Sue and Johnny of the Fantastic Four? That's when that season was. Yeah, that was the only time. So yeah, I had paid for those services. So that does not, in my eyes, that does not count. And anybody that is relatively of any kind of integrity will be like, that won't count because you paid somebody else, you didn't do it. So now that we got that confession out there, now I can go ahead and brag about what I did do. So for season 7 was the first season I actively decided, you know what, let's solo queue. Let's stop being scared. NetEase has done everything they could for the most part to help placate, the cheaters, whatever's going on. So let's get into competitive. Let's just see queue. Let's just see what's going to happen. And I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of figured a method to the madness, to be honest with you, because even though there is no EOMM in the game, according to what they NetEase themselves have said, Xeon has said in that dev division, I believe there is some form of matchmaking algorithm that is used. While it may not be necessarily EOMM, there are other factors into how they do their matchmaking. So what I did was I did an experiment to see how well I can manipulate the matchmaking. Let's just call it that. And it wasn't using any third-party software. It wasn't doing anything to modify, my controls. None of that. To be fair, all I did was I would try to play around the same time every day, right? And as I was playing the same time every day, the first thing I would do was one of my good practices. I like to get in the practice range first, warm up my aim by hitting, bots, and then setting up a simulator sometimes to set up some practice or whatever. Just get good at just aiming at stuff, warming up before I go into any match. Now, before I queue up for competitive, I'm going to be honest with y'all. What I did this season, I basically loaded up. Before I would go into competitive, I would always do one match in custom mode. And when I did the match in custom mode, I literally set it up with I would go against easy bots. All the bots were set to easy. Okay, so I'm going in this custom mode by myself, set the bots to easy, except for 2 or 3 on my team that were set to hard, giving me the advantage, right? Play the match, win the match, have fun with the match, whatever. But as soon as I finished that match, then I would leave out. Then I would go to Times Square and queue up for competitive. And when I did that, I had I'm telling y'all, I don't know what it was, but it's as if it's like the algorithm gods just shine on my face, and I'm just thankful for Guang and Xeon for helping me with these matchmaking, okay? But I would always get really powerful teammates that were on point, knew what they were doing, that there was none of this, oh, what role are you playing? None of that. It's we would just pick the characters, pick the roles, 2-2-2. We are locked in. Let's do this. And when I would prolong being in there for too long, and I learned this throughout the season, okay, because I would not only get good teammates, but I would win the match. it did not matter who we went up against. I would always be paired with extremely good teammates, and we would win the match. So when I didn't do this, what would happen is I would win the first game, and then right afterwards, I'd be paired up with people that I just beat. And that basically essentially put me in loser's queue. Now, that rumor where they're saying if you lose, log out, yeah, that's true. Just log out. Don't even bother trying to power through it, because what you're doing is you're telling the game's algorithm, I like challenges. I'll continue going on even though I'm losing. And I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, Q, aka Hood Rich, we don't like to lose over here. Okay, like I know it's inevitable. You're gonna, out of the factors of chances and odds, but to lessen it as much as possible, I would just log out, even for the sake of my own mental sanity. Just get my emotions in control, not get frustrated, make better decisions, make better judgments with my positioning, my plays, how I'm gonna play, who I'm, playing with, that kind of thing. That it overall was just a health benefit to take a break, and so I would do that. Now, when you look at my actual play history, I actually literally, out of all the matches I played in the placement, so you do your 10 placement matches. How I did it was, in the beginning of season 7, I did like 2 or 3 matches. And then right immediately, like after, let's say like before the midseason, I lost 1 or 2 and I just stopped playing. Again, came back in there. Slow drip, did another couple matches, won those 2, stopped playing, immediately stopped playing, or went back to practice mode. Okay, chilled out, did what I had to do. But then, like I said, this time around for season 7.5, before I went into competitive, I would do that custom mode game, odds stacked in my favor, and just chill out. And after I did that, like I said, I'd be good and warmed up. I'd be feeling good. I get hype, even if it's in a sense tricking me into thinking I'm doing better. I did it intentionally, and I was still in my matches, and that was awesome. Out of all my placements, I won 7 of them, lost 2. Oh, sorry. I think it was like I lost 3. Yeah, 7 matches I won and 3 I lost, and not consecutively, because I would just take breaks. Just take your breaks, people. Take your breaks, please. Take your breaks. But it worked. I got to gold 3 on my own. Okay, I'm over here like Patti LaBelle singing on my own. Solo queue is an adventure, y'all. It really is. So for my sanity, I learned if it's a big task in life, break it up into smaller pieces and it can work out for you. So that's what I did with this here. I just broke up my placement matches into smaller intervals, so I wasn't stressed out over, oh, we lost that match. Okay, well, that's cool. I'll just take a break, come back when I'm mentally prepared to do so, and just do it again. You have a whole month. Take your time. Now, if you're interested in climbing, baby, that's all you. But I've being a middle-aged gamer that has played World of Warcraft, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I took out most of my rage in that PvP over there and against the Alliance. Okay, yes, I was a Horde player for the Horde. Okay, but I've had enough PvP experiences with my Troll Shaman to tell you that it is fun being locked in PvP combat, but it also can get draining when you do too much of it, to be honest with you. For me, I look at it more like it is fun if you enjoy that. And I wouldn't mind, like, say, if I had more time to do PvP, I probably would be competitive a lot more. I'd love to go in there and stream with Claudio while he's saying jokes about bad plays. It would be hilarious. But I'm satisfied with being a gold climber right now. I climb the gold, get my skins, baby, I'm out. I got groceries to pick up from the store. I gotta get ready for work. I gotta set up, this new program on my laptop. I gotta do all these things, and I gotta, transition my thought patterns into being a content creator now. And this is a culture shock for especially somebody like myself. So yes, I'm an older gamer. I'm born Gen X, not boomer, not that old. And life is a lot different in this perspective. It is. But I'm so grateful for NetEase and for Disney for allowing Marvel Rivals to come into existence, because this game has brought me so much joy. So much joy, despite all the drama, despite all the stuff that, rogue content creators or rogue players, not saying the character rogue, just saying like people who are just toxic. But despite all the toxicity that people have tried, it is still an enjoyable game. And I'm really grateful for NetEase for keeping it an enjoyable game. The new season is out, baby. Devil Dinosaur is a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, he is super freaking fun. And cute. He's very, very cute. So I can see a lot of fun, cute skins for him. I love his gameplay mechanics, the bleeds, the simple gameplay mechanics, and I also like the fact that his melee is his tail swipe. So essentially, you're using that tail swipe for people that come up behind you thinking that you can't hit them, or thinking you got to just do all this snap to turn around. Nah, dog, he could just hit you right there. Now, you can do a quick, 180 with your mouse to hit them with your normal attack after you've done so, but I digress. But he's a fun character. I love that they kept with the theme of making him fun and powerful. It's a T-Rex with Moon Girl's voice lines. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are really sensitive that Moon Girl didn't get released in the same aspect as like Penny Parker did. But legally, from a legal standpoint, and for a teen-rated game, guys, come on. Come on, guys. They're doing what they can within the confines of the law. So, come on, guys. Cut them some slack. They at least gave her some voice lines, and we get this nice little fun mode of a rescue mission with some more free stuff to be able to hear the voice of Lunella. So let's cut NetEase a little bit of slack on that, y'all. I mean, you're gonna think what you want to think. I can't control what you think. I'm just saying, from my perspective, it's very tough developing a game. It's even tougher maintaining a good one and keeping players vested, interested, and wanting to keep coming back. That takes time. That takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of work. Are they perfect? Oh God, no. But at least I will say this about NetEase, baby, they trying. And what they come out with that kitchen with, it may not always be perfect, but there's going to be something out of there that I'm going to want. There's going to be something out of them patch notes I'm going to be interested in. There's going to be something I'm going to be like, you know what? Okay, I'll try that out. Or, oh, okay, I'm interested in that. So I have to tip my hat off to NetEase and thank them for such a wonderful game, as well as a wonderful season. So I'm really, really, really grateful to everybody that helped me on my climb to Gold 3. I'm really grateful for all the good teammates I've had out there. I also want to make this an apology tour for all you Duelist mains out there. Let me reiterate myself when I say this. For all you really good Duelist mains out there, okay? I apologize if I made you feel bad, or if I apologize if I had not given you the best heals at the time. And I apologize for ripping y'all so bad on this channel, because the good Duelist mains, y'all really can carry, and I have to tip my hat off to y'all. And I was shown this last night. I was definitely shown that, and as you see in this recording, I was shown that last night. A good Duelist will carry your game. A person that really knows what they're doing and peels will carry your game. Both the Duelists in this rank up match, baby, when I tell you, this was this rank up match had me elated, because it was the way our team kind of just subconsciously locked in. Like, we were locked into each other so well. It's like we knew what to do no matter what the team tried to throw at us. It just didn't matter what they tried to throw at us. We locked in, baby. We had it done. It was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. I particularly love how it was like, if something happened, to a teammate that we could see or prevent, one of us instinctively went over there and basically we just double teamed the person they were targeting. Yeah, and it was great. It did not matter. Like I said, it didn't matter the scenario, did not matter what it was. Didn't even matter the teammate. It's like we all synced in. Oh, you're getting attacked? Oh, I got you, boo. You know, oh, you're hitting him? Oh, I got you, boo. You know, and when I tell you we locked in, I was ecstatic with this team because it took a bit, and we did work. We did work, and the other team did try their best to throw a thorn into our plans. But boy, when you have a team that's locked in and understands the assignment, whoo, that's gold, baby. That is gold, and that is a standard. So I can see why people would want to like team up with like their friends and do it that way. But yeah, this was a very good rank up game, and I'm so honored that I could have been part of this team, and I'm so honored that everything happened the way it did. But despite it all, make sure to have fun, fellow gamers. If you're not having fun, why are you playing? You know, despite all this chaos that was going on in here, I had a good time, yo. I had a really good time with this team. Like, it wasn't even so much as what was the enemy team doing. It was more like you could tell we were more focused on, okay, who's in trouble and how can we help? Or who's making a play and how can we assist the play? And it was like quick snap judgments. And mind you, like I said before, I'm a guy that I usually just play practice versus AI. You know, I don't want the drama. I don't want to sit there and I ain't gonna lie, quick play has become like Lord of the Rings hard. Like, like you think competitive is hard? No, quick play has become like Battlefield Earth. Like, quick play is like 4 hours epic saga. You fighting people making full plays. Like, it's crazy in quick play. So I wasn't used to something being in between and being so fast and cohesive that we work together so well. And I'm just honored that I could have been on this team, y'all. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. I'm honored that I could have been on that team. And I'll even say it, look, I'm being humble. They carried me, boo. They carried me this match. I mean, I'm making my picks as best as I can. I'm trying to stay near cover as best as I can, especially as an Ultron main. Your best bet is to always try to peep the walls, peep the corners, peep where you can hide, because you are a big target, especially as a flyer. You are a big target, and especially as a strategist, you know they're gunning for you. Oh, you don't got no burst heals. Let me take you out right quick. Nah. So with him, I'd say Ultron is literally like 70% positioning, 30% aim. Straight up. Oh, 70% positioning, 20% aim, 10% proper drone placement, and timing. Because that actually plays into a factor. Because if you look at this match, I did that here too. It's like as soon as I saw somebody was losing health, I was like, okay, let me give you a drone. Hold on, I got you, boo. I got you, boo. And I'm saying that the whole match, like in little interval spurts, like, okay, I got you, boo. Okay, I got you, boo. Okay, I got you, boo. I couldn't get everybody all at once. That's fine. That's fine. Mistakes were made. But I love that I'm able to look through the match and see the mistakes I was making and like, okay, this is where you learn. And I don't know about y'all. I look at my kill cams. Every time, like, what did I do? What did I do? How can I change that? Okay, I shouldn't have did that. You know. And with that mindset, I knew I could get the gold 3. And believe it or not, in this stage of life, I'm happy with that. And if you made it this far in the video, give it a thumbs up, give it that like, type in, you know, just type a 1 to let me know that you made it this far in the video. And thank you for getting this far, and thank you for everything, guys. Catch you on the flip.